Well, meet Henry Haven Windsor. What a very interesting figure in the 20th century was Henry Haven Windsor. This guy created Popular Mechanics magazine. Now, recently we have a video by Christian and Resurrection channel showing the connection between the word mechanic and the idea of reversing it for the chemicals. And he's actually had that theme in videos before, so I suggest you go and watch some of his work, groundbreaking work as far as the spellcraft involved in the names. And I mean, this one, what a gem. Henry Haven Windsor, just like our friends in Buckingham Palace. Now, this magazine, I'm sure most of the audience are aware of the name of this and have seen it somewhere. It was such a big magazine, especially in the 1960s, with teenage and even younger boys in particular. Getting them into the science idea worked hand in hand with NASA and every other scientific sort of idea you can imagine that's been put forward in the 20th century. It's sort of like one of the main arms of getting people to do different things. It had some good little fun things there, making crystal radios, etc. I can remember clearly in different articles. Some were very interesting, but some was certainly fitting right in with the NASA and government agenda and the mechanics, chemicals agendas for sure. And this is an interesting one here, Cartoons magazine as well. And born in the old log cabin at Mitchell, Iowa. Mitchell's a very interesting name too, I must admit, in the mix, and certainly we've seen a lot of things out of Iowa, including Gerald Ford's famous speech about the female president, which didn't come through, which we thought really had a ability to come through there recently, if ever, but maybe it's still for the future. And look at the name of the Iowa College, Grinnell, grinning all the way to the bank they were. And notice the Reverend, always born out of these religious families. Reverend D.D. Windsor, D.D., double doorways. And Harriet Butler, there's always the butler did it. There's always a butler in the mix, hasn't there? Butlers are brewers, and the right-hand man to the king, as we know, with the Butler family, the Dukes of Ormond, and this idea of brewing things. And of course related to the Granville idea. If you've followed me for years, you'd know this. And yeah, the brewing, you see. Brewing the mechanics, brewing the chemos. And Holmes. Holmes. Yes. Sherlock Never Far. And of course this name has been in many different events over the years, including over there in Colorado at the Batman Rising. So interesting little background as far as the names go, and the Reverend idea, and exactly what this guy pushed, and that over the years. And he founded Brick and Rural. Brick, we know this brick idea, brick walls in the background with influences like Reagan and masonry work, of course. And the Evan, like the Owens, Owain Tudor. And Camden, Maine is the big one here. Camden, of course, the home in London of the Ripper. He's got this Holmes and the Ripper connection there in a way. And all these clubs that he was in. Several clubs, the Press Club, the Chicago Athletic Club, the South Shore Country Club, Chicago Yacht Club, National Press Club, the University Club in Evanston, the Atlantic Yacht Club, the Camden Yacht Club, Maine, and the Hamilton Club. Yes, the dreaded Hamilton is coming here too. And what an interesting name there, the Hamilton Club. Yes, looking at the Hamilton Club. Now, there's a few of these Hamilton clubs, and of course there'd be one in Hamilton, Canada, as you can imagine, and near the Philharmonic Orchestra. And notice proximity to the YMCA and to Burrito Boys. Interesting names in this little idea here in Canada, that's for certain. the city of Hamilton. Yes, now there is a Hamilton Club in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and I think that's the one they mean in the thing about Henry Haven. And as you can see, what a very interesting little building indeed. Double pyramids and double pillars, arches everywhere, and nice little stonework here. Very interesting building, you must say. Very specially built indeed. Is the Hamilton Club in Pennsylvania, which of course is the big Liberty Bell state. Yes, this hand on the face just seems that a bit exaggerated to me. Like he really knew what he was doing here. This is at a wedding here at the Hamilton Club. They specialise in high-end weddings. You can see from the images that they give you on the page, and see that must be the daughter getting married. This memorial candles here, a bit of interest to me. Very, very interesting indeed. Another very interesting thing at the Hamilton Club of Lancaster, because the Duke of Lancaster is the said relative of Hillary and Trump. We have the Indian presence. This guy seems to be the man of the house at the club, because I found some other images with the same guy. Nice little hand idea here. Again, looks way exaggerated, doesn't it, here at the Hamilton Club? Here's this lights again. But yes, definitely the Indian connection to the Hamilton Club. So many things are 1888. This one, 1889. So we can see here, 1989, had a big celebration of 100 years of the Hamilton Club. And that gives you an idea of the extent of the building here. Quite a gothic structure, isn't it now? Quite spooky indeed, straight out of Addams Family. Now this seems to be the staff of the Hamilton Club, and here's our man again. And look, the Chinese chef. This is the brutal, I'm not sure what. Certainly got some big forearms here. This is the one that they get in to come from underneath to get you out if you're naughty. Couple of bouncers in the back here. Certainly a big smile on our Indian man in blue here, running this little show here. Yes, and lo and behold, the home of Hamilton watches, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And of course, Hamilton watches are famous for their 911 watch. And what an interesting set of buildings here for the Hamilton Watch Company. Interesting colour scheme too. You'd have to admit, all red. Yes, looking at the images of Hamilton Watch, I really feel I need to do a video just about this company. It certainly is one hell of an interesting company. It's factory, and look at this logo here. It tells you all. Very, very gothic-y, spooky style stuff, isn't it? This little globey thing here that they've got. Crazy company, and they actually made a 911 watch. Yes, would have been a great setting for an episode of Twilight Zone, no doubt. Especially with concerning, of course. Time was a big theme with the Twilight Zone. And this is a company engrossed in the idea of capturing time. Yes, here is an old postcard of the Hamilton Watch Company. Yes, in Duke Street, Lancaster. Opening at 11 a.m. if you need a watch. And the name is still going under the Swatch Group, which are also, I think, Longines and Omega. It says somewhere here. Yeah, and legend names like Omega and Longines. Still ticking, as they say. Yes, so through a series of mergers and acquisitions, the Hamilton Watch Company eventually became integrated into the Swatch Group, the world's largest watch manufacturing and marketing conglomerate. Yes, an interesting bit of trivia here. The first electric watch was the Hamilton Electric 500 by Richard R. Bibb Ventura, and the watch was worn by Elvis Presley, who featured it in the movie Blue Hawaii. Now, getting back to Henry Haven Windsor, he's famous for his Cartoons magazine, which is a politically motivated sort of expose on politics of the day through cartooning. Teddy Roosevelt apparently a big subject to them at the time. And look, the Magician's 8 here on the side, the infinity we see on the tarot card, straight there, showing his little affinity to these ideas. I mean, just look at the cover here, the devil and a trumpet and scaring the angel. Very interesting look indeed here for Henry Haven's magazine Cartoons. And the other thing he's linked into is Miss Scion furniture and how to make it. Looks very crucial, this little piece here, doesn't it now? Doesn't look particularly comfortable. Maybe it's a potty or something, I'm not sure. Over 150 products for Mission Furniture. And here's an old thing, Cartoons magazine. Might be his tomb. It's come up in the images. I wouldn't be surprised for old Henry Haven Windsor with a name like Henry Windsor. I mean, there's another Henry Windsor running around right now. Yes. Remember these well, eh? All the little post offices in Australia had things like this. This guy has a lot about him, no doubt that. Look at it, Project Gutenberg by Mission Furniture. It's 88 Windsor, H Windsor. Yes, and that presence of tea. Anyone that's watched this channel would know that we've found teacups in all sorts of places. Elvis likes his teacup, and Marilyn Monroe with her tea, Madonna with her tea. Everybody's got the tea. And certainly Henry Haven Windsor has the tea. Yeah, certainly a very impactful guy, this one, with all that, with the popular mechanics and science and NASA that we talked about. And then you consider all this political stuff, like depicting the Kaiser as a big fat guy with a point in his head. And this one's just as silly, really, but somewhat better, taller, than this one here, doing this 41 symbol. 1 and a 4. So very interesting indeed. His Uncle Sam. I think we're going to have another video about Popular Mechanics magazine. There's more here, folks, and just got to be uncovered by the jungle. Certainly, you must admit, very interesting character in history, old Henry Haven Windsor. All right, thanks very much.